The Old Hide House. It's worth the drive to Acton.
It was one of the most well-known and recited advertising taglines of the 80s for anyone living near the GTA. We all knew about the Old Hide House. While the days are now numbered for that business, the impact it had by bringing people to Acton to explore the community will last for much longer.
It put Acton on the map, really, and so it was really part of the tourism of Southern Ontario.
People, knew the slogan, especially from the big cities. It was worth the drive to Acton because of the Hide House, but I don't think they would have known the name of the town Acton had we not had that slogan.
Galliford added that at the time, the BIA was a fairly new entity and tried to take advantage of the residual opportunity offered by the attention that the Old Hide House brought. Through the 80s and 90s, it would grow considerably, although there's little sign of it now. There were offices across the road from the building that remains today. This home used to be a bookstore. A version of Jack Tanner's restaurant still operates, although it offers a more casual atmosphere than the original fine dining establishment. In 1981, a young Clark Somerville worked in that kitchen, eventually rising to manager.
It really started pumping a lot of money back into the town and really created a wave, because soon we had a guy downtown who was repairing leather coats, repairing sheepskin coats. We started getting some of the subsidiary ones, and the Hide House went along with that as well, having a Western warehouse, also having one that did aviation leathers.
Those are just memories now, as Somerville notes that it's been on the decline since what was a family-owned business was sold to a corporation about 15 years ago. The historic structure even shows signs of disrepair. However, downtown Acton has a steady business community of just over 100 enterprises, mostly restaurants and services, which Galliford says is relatively steady year over year.
We are building on the legacy of the Hide House, having been the original draw, but the downtown itself is really pushing to continue to thrive and keep moving on. We've actually had 3 new businesses open almost since the Hide House announced their closure. So it is nice that we're not a small town that relied heavily on something and we're collapsing because of it.
Originally built in 1899, the structure has been used as a tannery, of course, also to make uniforms and underwear for soldiers in the Second World War, and eventually the store we know it as, a retailer of leather goods. It may still have a future.
The best wishes would be to see the Hide House building turned into something like Williams Mill and Glen Williams, where it'll be an artist community of stalls, of artisans, doing their work, selling their work, that sort of thing. It'd be great to have some sort of a community market that way build up.
I'm quite optimistic that it will be saved, and if a developer buys it and wants to expand it and condos and things like that, there's ways to do that without damaging the historic parts of it.
I would love to see a market like St. Jacob's. Inside there, where you have the stalls, you could have a couple small restaurants. I would love to see that.
Somerville also shared that it's the last building in Acton that connects the town to its roots in the leather industry. Council has designated it as a rare example of a Victorian industrial building. However, the owners of the Old Hide House are appealing that decision. There will need to be a hearing to determine if that designation is finalized. Jason Trout for Halton News in Acton.